Andrew.
Morning, everybody. My name is Andrew Bosma. I'm the co-founder and CTO of OQLIS. And towards the end of 2014, I came to the conclusion that the world needs more software, and we decided to build some. So fundamentally, what I saw is that when people need to make a decision, they're looking at data, they put it in Excel, and they need to communicate that decision throughout the organization. And what I saw is that people were moving to the cloud, people were consuming SaaS-based products, and deployment times sort of had to shrink, and time to value had to shrink. So in that, I set out to build basically a business intelligence tool that's sort of born in the modern web, sort of completely designed for the modern web, consumed as software as a service, everything from small enterprises to large. So that was in 2014. So basically, fast forward a couple of years since then, and basically what we've built over time is what we call a data intelligence platform. Because what we realize is that data is the fabric of every single modern enterprise, where previously it maybe was an accounting system or ERP. In our view, data is basically the new ERP, and people need to connect tools on top of that data stream. They need to visualize that, they need to automate that, and they need to publish it across the user base. So OQLIS is a product. You can think about it as Power BI on steroids and more. And basically South African born and bred, sort of operated out of South Africa, got international customers and local customers. So very happy to be here. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Andrew. Andrew, I like the name OQLIS. It's the ability to see, and I think it's been touched on earlier. I mean, we've got all this data, but do we see? And it's not just a dashboard, it's not just the historical dashboard. Can the technology allow us to see into the future? I know you guys work in time and attendance, obviously automation, a lot of sensor data and the like. Maybe one or two stories of successes you've had with solving client problems.
Sure, we've sort of got a joke in the office. Sometimes we are our customers' best kept secret because you can embed OQLIS inside of applications. We can sort of operate sort of in the shadows and let the customer sort of take all the glory. So a lot of our successes are actually our customer successes. So we've really delivered great value in the IoT space because people thought about collecting data with sensors, but they never sort of figured out, well, how do they do historical reporting? How do they build beautiful dashboards that convey the business value of IoT? How do they build AI models inside of a tool based on the data that they collect and present that? So we've had very, very strong success in the IoT space because there's a lot of moving parts there and a lot of data. And also in the time and attendance business process management space. So if you think about sort of RPA or workflow-based tools, all of them generate data. And what people underestimate is that they sort of build all these processes, and when they need to communicate that through dashboards and reporting, it's the last thing people think about. So that's where we solve that sort of last mile of that journey to actually take that raw data and convert it into actionable insights. So we're finding great success in aligning ourselves with sort of other software vendors that are industry leaders in their particular field in document management, in workflow tools, in sort of IoT platform spaces. So we've definitely found a lot of success in those areas.
Let me do a follow-up with you. How difficult is it to start a tech business in South Africa? What are the main challenges?
Yeah, it's difficult. So we haven't been externally funded at all. The great thing about that is that everything you do, the customer pays for, which means you need to deliver value and you need to do it quickly. So it's been a hard journey in a lot of ways because there's so many things you have to do as the starter of a business or the founder of a business. There's so many things you have to do, and you have to have a product or a service that actually generates revenue that both pays you and pays for growth and all the people you employ. So it's gotten easier over time, sort of But I think it's through the grace of early adopting customers and truly innovative customers that see the potential in what we do that's made the process easier. But it's definitely a challenge. On the positive side, from a skills point of view, we're probably the best in the world in terms of the skills that are coming out of vastly the people that we see. So we've tended to hire industrial engineers. I'm a little bit biased because that's what I am, sort of by training. But the talent we've been able to source is second to none. So that's what I thought would be the hardest part, is actually finding talent and convincing that talent to be a part of your journey. That's actually turned out to be the easiest part. The hardest part is navigating the world of enterprise procurement process. That's the biggest challenge, and payment terms. So you can deliver value in a couple of days, but get paid in 90 days if you're lucky. So that's a challenge, but I think everybody faces that challenge.
Which leads me.
Now, for us, sort of our customers tend to have more sort of tabular data. So the type of models that they want to build is a little bit more simplistic, not really sort of language-based models. But the good thing is, because they have the data already, they can build predictive maintenance models, sort of digital twin style models where you actually want to evaluate sort of input variables and its effect on the output. So for our customers, they want to do sort of proven use cases in terms of the AI, and sort of the whole ChatGPT language-based models are less of a sort of a priority for our customer base anyway. It's more about sort of delivering hardcore operational value. And I think just on the question beforehand, our sort of vision from a South African point of view is that we see that as a potential advantage. Part of our strategy this year is to have more than half of our revenue internationally based. And the great thing about operating from South Africa is that, if you're pricing in dollars and the rand devalues, at least sort of you've got a hedge against that. But also your operating and cost base exists in rands, and your revenue exists in dollars. And I think from a skills point of view and a cost of skills point of view, South Africa's got a huge labor arbitrage advantage in these higher skill sectors, definitely. So that's how we sort of see the current situation in South Africa as sort of a potential advantage, because the skills are here and there's international business to take advantage of.